Hi Year 6, good to see you all again. Today we're going to have a look at fractions. We're going to look at addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. We're going to whiz through them all. Lots of them you've done before. It's revision for all of you in fact. So make sure you've got something that you can write with and record with, and pause the video as we go so that you can have a go yourself. So first question, I think you'll get this straight away. 2 quarters add 1 quarter. Well, you're all going to know straight away it's 3 quarters. Now the thing that you've got to remember is that you're going to have a look in any fraction calculation, and if you can see an addition or a subtraction, you've got to make sure that you find the common denominator. And there's just a little bit of visual to help you to remember. This bottom number, the denominator, needs to be the same before you even start to do the addition or the subtraction. Pause the video, have a go at this one. I expect what most of you have done is had a look at the bottom numbers and thought, oh, they're not the same because of what I've just said, and also your super memories from learning it before. So you probably chose 21 to get the denominators the same, and then whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So 7 was there, times by 3 gets to 21, times this by 3, that's 15. 15 add 3 is 18, and you keep the 21 at the bottom. 1821, so we need to put that in its simplest form, which I'm sure lots of you did, and you know that 7 3s are 21 and 6 3s are 18, so you get the answer 6/7. Next one, have a go. Brilliant, you're doing really, really well at these. 1/5 add 3 quarters. Again, we've got to change this bottom number. At the moment, they're not the same. So 5 and 4, I've chosen 20. 5 and 4 are factors of 20, so they're common factors, so we know we can use them. I've multiplied this by 4, I'm going to multiply this by 4. I've multiplied this by 5, same up here. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. We're remembering all of this. Then you can solve it. The answer is 19/20. Is it in its simplest form? Yes, it is. Well done. Okay, this is a little bit different because you can see that actually what you've got here is a mixed fraction in both parts of the calculation. So you're going to start off by taking the integers, the whole numbers, and you can just go straight away and you can add those together. You get 3. Then you need to do the same thing that we've been doing the whole time so far. Look at the bottom number, the denominator, and make them the same. I'll make them both into 10. I've times that by 2. I'll times this by 2. 2 add 1 is 3, and the bottom is 10. So 3 and 3/10. Subtraction. So same thing. We said, didn't we, if you look at any addition and subtraction, then you need to make sure that the denominator is the same. I'm sure you've all noticed straight away that the answer to that one is 5/11. You can just go ahead and do it because the denominator is the same. It's not this time. Have a go. Okay, so at the bottom you probably chose 15, in which case then you've got to make sure whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So 5 was multiplied by 3 to get 15. That one's the same. This one here is 3 times by 5 times that by 5, and we've got 10. Now we can go ahead and solve the calculation. So 10 take away 3 is 7, 15 is our denominator. Is it in its simplest form? Yes, it is. Oh, wrong way. This one's a little bit different. We actually have a mixed fraction here. Now you have to decide sometimes whether or not you're going to change your mixed fraction into an improper fraction. Now you do need to this time. So how many 15ths is this? You're right, it's 15 15ths. So pause the video, have a go at answering this calculation yourself. So you knew that that was 15 15ths, and there's one more there. So this is actually the same as 16 15ths. Then you're going to subtract 2/5. Now you can't just go ahead and do it because you've had a look, you've seen the subtraction, you've got to make your denominator the same. So I'm going to change this to 15. I know that 5 goes into 15 3 times. I've multiplied it 3, and then I'm going to do the same with that. Now I can solve it. It's 10/15. Make sure you've got it in its simplest form. What was it? You're correct. 2/3. So multiplication. This one, believe it or not, is the easiest of all of them, because if you see the cross, then you just go across. So I'm going to look to just going straight away. 4 times 3 is 12. 6 times 5 is 30. And you see the cross, the multiplication symbol, you just go for it. So multiplication is great. Have a look at this one. Have a go yourself. So what did you decide to do? When you first look at this, you think, oh, that's quite hard, that's quite a big number to work with. But actually, we know that we just need to put it over the number 1, because it's an integer, it's a whole number. That's what it means. It's 540 lots of 1. So we put it over the number 1, and then you can carry on calculating. Now, 5 times 540, you could decide to do your formal written method for multiplication and go ahead and solve it. Or sometimes when I multiply by 5, I quite like to multiply it by 10, and I know how to do that. I move the digits. So whenever we multiply by 10, you move the digits over and place the 0 in where you've got a space. 5,400. That's helpful because then I just need to half it, because 5 is half of 10. So that means I've got 2,700 over 6 times 1 over 6. Now I'm going to leave you to do the calculating, because at the moment this is improper, and 2,700 over 6, it needs some work. Have a go yourself. Alright, do this one. It's a division, so it's a little bit different. 4/5 divided by 4. Step number 1, yes, you change this so that it's got 4 over 1. Now I think you're all thinking at the moment, I remember with division, we remember something else. We do, we remember, did you get it? KCF. Keep, change, flip. So you're going to look at the calculation and you're going to follow the KCF rules. So you keep first part, you change the second part into multiplication because they're the inverse of one another, and then you're flipping the next bit. So that's your keep, your change and your flip. Then you're seeing that cross, you're just going to go over. So 4 times 1 is 4, 5 times 4 is 20. Brilliant. Really, really well done. So 4/20ths, simplest form, it's 1/5. Amazing. Okay, have a go. Remember what you need to do with this one. I bet you did this. So 2/3 divided by 3 over 1, and then you're going to keep, you're going to change, and you're going to flip it. Check you've got it right. This stays as 2/3. You're multiplying it now, you've changed the middle, and then you're flipping the other side. 2 times 1 is 2, and 3 times 3 is 9ths. There's your answer. So here are some calculations for you to now have a go at. Make sure you look carefully at the operation and you remember all of the top tips that you've been given today. Keep working hard, everyone. You're doing so brilliantly with your learning at home, and it's been lovely for us all to have conversations with you. Take care. See you soon. Bye.